Sawadee krap ทุกคน Hello everybody from Chiang Rai in northern Thailand. I'm Josh, the Thailand Coordinator for Impact Teaching, and a massive rain thunderstorm has just finished and there's a power cut. So I thought this would be a good a time as any to make a little video for you to discuss a few reasons that stop people from making that choice to teach abroad. Because we've been talking about it recently. We meet many amazing people at university fairs. People come to online meetings. We speak with people via email. People are showing a lot of interest, but there is something holding them back. And in this video, I'm going to talk about it. Maybe one of these things is holding you back from an experience of a lifetime. So let me speak about my opinion, and I'd love to know if you agree or not. But without further ado, let's get into it. Number one is going to be a fear of thinking you're not good enough to teach. Okay, because I completely get this. I once myself felt exactly like this. This is the reason I'm talking about this first, because as someone who's taught quite a lot and has worked with so many teachers over the years, this is the one I can dismiss straight off the bat, okay? I totally get it. It's daunting, you know. You've been to university, you've studied, maybe you've worked in a restaurant, whatever, cafe, bar, pub, and then you've got to go halfway across the world and teach English to some small people. Of course it's scary and you think maybe you're not going to be good enough, but I guarantee you, if you are interested and motivated and you work hard, you will be good enough. We've never, I can't say never, but we've rarely had issues with people who just can't learn and adapt quickly. The issues come in other aspects. Yes, there are occasionally issues. I'm not going to kind of fluff it up and say it's always perfect, but being good enough in the classroom is rarely an issue, okay? Because you're not there to help these students, you know, smash A star in the exam. No, that's not predominantly your role in a normal school. In an international school, it's slightly different. But your role is to be a cheerleader for English and get the kids motivated and excited. And to be honest, if you are a graduate, you've shown that you can work. If you're enthusiastic, if you're passionate, you will have enough, okay? So if a fear of not being able to do the job, not being able to teach, if that's holding you back, please take my word for it, it really shouldn't. I'm not going to say all of these shouldn't hold you back, all of these reasons, but this one, no. Okay, brilliant. Next one. Number two is a bit more matter of fact, okay? And that is the cost of things, okay? This one, you know, we totally understand because it can add up, okay? Teaching abroad does add up. You've got the fee for the agency if you work with an agency. You've got visa costs, flight costs, which are reimbursed, and then a whole host of costs once you arrive in that country, such as a deposit, potentially insurance, even if it's just for a short time. So we want to be completely transparent. Getting set up to teach abroad can set you back a bit, but in the long run, most of these places, in fact all of the places where we offer opportunities to teach, the cost of living is significantly less than the UK, than the US, than Western Europe, places like Thailand, even China, okay, Poland, Hungary. So your salary also reflects, you know, it's not the regular average salary of normal kind of people in that country. As a teacher, you will earn more, which means you will be able to live a great quality of life and potentially save. So yes, definitely getting started, there are things to worry about in terms of finances, not worry, but to consider. But what I'm trying to say is once you've got started, you'll be able to live a great quality of life, and in many places you'll be able to save a lot of money. China particularly is one of those places where you could end up with a lot more than you started. Thailand's more tricky, but it's doable. Many places in Poland have fantastic salaries. You'll need to go and check out our website to really see what's on offer. But yes, I think the fear of all of the costs adding up, that does hold people back, and we completely understand. All I can say is do your research and feel free to reach out with kind of questions about that, and we can help you in any way we can. Cool, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so now we're on to number 3, and this is where it gets a bit more juicy, and I can kind of give my opinion a bit more. So I think with the changes that have happened since COVID, you know, all the economic issues we're having, cost of living going up, I think people are more fearful of the future. I know I am, you know, everyone is. Things are more unstable with wars and kind of, crisis all across the world. So as a young person, or even an older person, but I think this refers more specifically to graduates or recent graduates, you have 2 paths, okay? I was in the same position after university when I could have chosen to go to China, or I could have chosen to get a more conventional job and move in that way. People feel like they have just these 2 choices. Go and teach abroad, live an amazing quality of life, have experiences, but this route in a more conventional, safer option at home, that comes off the table once you teach abroad. That's just not true, okay? Absolutely not true. The people that I went to China with in 2019, had to just do a bit of mental maths there, 2019, this is 5 years on, they're all in fantastic careers. When I say all, I can't say all. The ones that I see on social media or speak with, they're doing amazing things. Some of them are in the UK, some of them are still overseas in various countries, not just China. So the idea that you have 2 choices and one of them cuts off the other one, or vice versa, I don't think that's true, okay? I really don't. I understand if you want to be a lawyer or a doctor, you know, maybe it's important you get a head start, doing all the qualifications to pursue that career. But even then, a year teaching abroad, I don't know. I don't know with the really kind of specialists, degrees and stuff like that, but generally a year teaching abroad, 2 years, even 3 years, it opens up so many doors, okay? You're gaining massive experience abroad, working with international people, you're learning so many skills, life skills, you're learning how to be resilient and strong, and it's just a fantastic kind of way to kickstart your career. Not necessarily in teaching, it could be in teaching, it opens up that door forever. So teaching's always an option for you, but it's not restricting you from saying, I'm going to teach abroad for a year, 2 years, and come back and then get a safer job or pursue my passion, okay? Because employers love to see that you've been so brave to go and live halfway across the world and teach and develop these skills. And I understand the pressure to follow the kind of traditional path, and if parents or family are pushing you in that direction, it can be a difficult clash. And maybe they've got more of a leg to stand on now, saying, well, there's this issue in the world and this issue in the world. But when you have the opportunity to go and travel and do something amazing and live abroad, I really recommend you do. I'm doing it. I don't plan on living in Thailand forever. In my late 20s, and I'm absolutely loving being abroad, and I plan to go back to the UK in the future. I've moved away from teaching to a more traditional kind of job, if you can call this traditional, me talking to a camera in the middle of the day. But yes, just because you teach abroad doesn't mean you can't come back and get a safer job in the future, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not speaking too strongly on that. But enjoy the world while we still can, is what I'm trying to say. Great. Last one up next. So the last point is actually 2 points wrapped into one. Okay. The first point is, oh my God, it's so complicated. There's visas, there's finding a school, there's all of this confusing stuff that you must do if you want to teach abroad. It's not just getting a job at Sainsbury's in the town where you live. Of course, it's complicated. People think it's too overwhelming and it's too difficult and there's too much to do, and it's just the easier path to stay in your home country and work there. Okay, and I get it, it's overwhelming. I would not have been able to move to China without the help of an agency. That agency is in fact Impact Teaching. I was just like you. I was a teacher. I wanted to go to China. They helped me do that. And now I'm helping you hopefully do the same. Okay? So an agency can really guide you through the process. They have a lot of experience, whether it's us or another agency. Okay? They have trusted schools. They're not going to send you to a school that's not going to look after you. They have years of experience with the visa process, you know, so they can help you every step of the way, right? So yes, it is difficult and it is complicated to start teaching abroad, but I think an agency is the solution. It's not impossible to do it by yourself. With ChatGPT out there and multiple pages and YouTubers helping you, you could absolutely find a school and do the visa stuff all by yourself. Absolutely. It would just be more difficult and you don't have that support of an agency. So it's completely up to you. But either way, agency or no agency, yes, it's complicated and I understand that's daunting to people. But either way, it shouldn't necessarily put you off. It's just a lot to get your head around, but it's so worth it for what you get, for either the cost of an agency to let them do kind of most of the behind the scenes stuff to help you and sort you out, all the work you have to put in to arrange that yourself. Either of those costs to have an incredible experience teaching abroad is worth it, I believe. And with that, I'm going to talk about one more issue, which is a big issue, okay, and I'm going to keep going because it actually relates to the last point, okay, and that is, the issue is a lack of trust towards agencies, okay. You can see many a horror story on the internet, people talking about videos getting left and scammed and in the middle of nowhere. They've just got a flight to China or wherever and they're, you know, homeless and jobless and they've spent all this money. There are bad agencies, there are bad people out there, definitely, that want to take your money and not support you and not help you. But of course, that is not all agencies and absolutely that is not us. There are many agencies that give you all the support you need and that really help you along the way. All I can say is we have helped many people find their first school, and I think that's predominantly our job, is to find people their first school as an agency, because once you have teaching abroad on your CV and once you're a bit more confident how things work and you know people who know people who know people, it's easier to get a job yourself the second time. But it can be overwhelming the first time, and that's where an agency really comes in. Saying that, we have many kind of return teachers who have taught with us in, let's say, Thailand. We help them go to China, and so on. So, and what I'm saying is, yes, I get it. you hear horrible things about agencies. I know people who have had really bad experiences, not even horror stories, but just a real bad feeling, okay? And I get that. I understand it's scary. But I'm saying from the bottom of my heart, we really care about our teachers and their well-being. And there are competitors, the other agencies out there, there are many who feel the same way too. They really care about the people that they're looking after, that they're going to help teach abroad. So all I can say there is do your research into the different agencies, if that's a route you want to go. Because yes, I think a lack of trust and thinking they're maybe seedy and they're taking my money, you know, is understandable, but they're a business doing their job. Most of them are really there to support you and to help you, okay? And we are too. So I get it, but yeah, I'll leave that one to you. Anyway, power cuts in Thailand are not fun. It's about, what's the time? 6:30. There's no light, so I'm sure the camera's, my face is getting darker. Hopefully you can't see the sweat because the fan's not working, the aircon's not working. Whew, Thailand's brilliant, power cuts, not so brilliant. Anyway, look, I'll end there because I'm hot. I've been Josh, the Thailand Coordinator for Impact Teaching. I help all our Thailand teachers get settled. I'm always on hand to help them and our other teachers. We've just had a new team member, Corey, who's been teaching in China for ages. She's going to be our China coordinator. We've got Arnold in the UK. He's our director. He's the founder of Impact Teaching. He kind of looks after everyone, but especially the Poland, Hungary, Europe teachers. So yeah, we're building up a great team and we're growing. And 2025 is going to be really exciting. So if you want to join the journey and become a teacher, follow us, definitely. Give this video a big like and check out the link to our website in the description where you can see all of our programs in Thailand, China, Poland, Hungary, Vietnam. Okay, summer camps in the USA, in Romania and in China. And a very exciting international school program for more experienced teachers, if you do happen to be one of them. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. เจอกันครับ สวัสดีครับ บ๊ายบายครับ bye